first off, I'll start by saying we needed this, right? One clean sheet in the first clean sheet in the last 7 games. And it's something that, it hasn't been an easy stretch for us, right? We've had a tough month, over the last couple of weeks. And to bring it all out tonight, we've spoken a lot. And sometimes talking too much, just leads you down different paths. We made an agreement to talk less and do more. So, great to see the boys come out with a performance like they did, just with the aggression and the passion and the desire and the belief, which instills confidence in your teammates and the willingness to run for each other. The one counter-attack goal with Thomas Ostrak and Indy, just a willingness to get on your bike, get on the overlap, and just to empty the tank for your teammates. So credit to the group, extremely proud of these boys. And with the magnitude of this match, just really proud to be sitting here. And result aside, I just thought the boys went back to what makes us look good, our signature, And again, we take these points and move on to next week.
Thanks, Coach. Stu, we'll kick it off with you.
Yeah, Coach, you had said the other day that you weren't concerned about the scoring because of the opportunities you created, especially against Chicago last game. And I mean, was this just a matter of the patience paying off?
Yeah, listen, we've done a lot of individual stuff as well, So credit to the coaching staff, credit to everyone preparing video clips and the individual development of these players. So, not that things were neglected. I always said, comfortable, never satisfied. Was from day one when we got our first win. And when we went on a stretch, right, or a streak. So, it's just this mindset and the mentality, and it's not easy. You take a few things, you think about all the way back to Minnesota, a penalty decides the game, and then it's Portland, another penalty decides the game, and then you got your bodies in the corner, and you kind of pinned in, right? And how do you start freeing yourself? You start freeing yourself by working harder and believing in what you're doing. So with a young group like we have, it just takes time, right? So we knew things will turn, and have they turned? I mean, it's 3 points in the bag, and things are looking good. With we have to utilize the home field advantage. I mean, tonight, again, gives me goosebumps down my spine. Just the type of atmosphere when you walk out here and you just see what receives us, what the reception is. It's incredible. And just again, grateful for everyone who came out, and happy that the boys responded in a certain way that took this almost personal. They took it personal, what it means to the city of St. Louis, what it means to every individual who works for this club. So just very grateful for that.
Hey, Bradley, I wanted to ask you about the play that Blom made when he stole the ball and started what led to a great goal. I just thought it was a really impressive play. What did you see, and just describe him in general?
I can show you where he did that for Kaiser Chiefs, right? So, we know Jobs needs a pathway, right, to be who we signed, right? So just a bit of fitness, a bit of belief, and he just grows within the group, right? So, and if he plays with performances like this, we have a great relationship there. We have great options. Indy can play the 6. Miggy Perez can play the 6. We have Jabulo Blom can play the 6. Akil Watts can play the 6. And then Edu Leuven complements that, right? So we need the feistiness in the midfield. We need the ball-winning mentality in the midfield. We need the ruthlessness in the midfield. So, again, we've done these signings with purpose, right? So does it all come together with the flick of a switch? No, it's a work in progress, and it's over time, right? Jobs didn't join us last year, June. He joined us now in January. So, for him to get up to speed, first of all, physically, and then mentally, what this game, what this league, what the travel requires, takes time. So really happy with Jobs' performance tonight. We squeezed 75 minutes out of him, So again, we just don't want to put him into harm's way, and just we want to bring these guys along in a professional manner to make sure that we're ready to go for next week.
Building on that with Blom, just how important is he to letting guys like Edu in Indiana range forward and kind of be a little bit maybe more aggressive than they have been the last few games?
Yeah, I think every successful team has one of those players, right? You look at the Philadelphia Unions of the world, it's Martinez, or you can go overseas and look at what complements their midfield, and I just think it's the nature of the game, especially with the way that we play in the transition game model that we play. We want to get guys forward. We want to get good ball players. We want to string good sequences in the attack. So we need to get Edu a little bit of the freedom, but it needs to be complemented with some good discipline and good structure against the ball, even when we have it, right? So we just need that balanced attack.
Bradley, you referenced the magnitude of this game and said it almost felt personal. It wasn't too long ago that guys on this team wouldn't have been able to tell you like where the arch was or what it was. How did you guys get a team full of guys who maybe didn't really understand what this rivalry was to embrace it and to turn that into something that motivated them?
I think the game itself comes at the right time. You know, when almost, you know, we get out to the start that we did, and then, you know, 1 or 2 results don't go our way, but we're still looking really comfortable in the table, in the Western Conference. But for us now, you know, we've taken hits to the chin a few times. And these guys, they don't like this. My players, we don't like this. No coach likes to lose a couple on the bounce. No coach, you know, likes to go through the stretch that we do and, you know, just have trust and belief in the process and it will come out. But then you get to a game like this and it's not next week. It's almost now is the response. And the players were brutally honest with each other. I mean, we've always been brutally honest with each other. That's what I love about my group. They challenge me, I challenge them, and we can speak openly about things. And this is the greatness that we want to believe. We want to have this competition from this internal passion and fire burning from within. But tonight was almost a have-to game. And that's what I felt that the players responded in a great way.
Next we'll go to John Lupo, then Santiago.
Bradley, congratulations on the win. I want to ask you about timekeeper. So this week there was a lot of talk about the left back position and he ended up playing there. Can you talk about the decision making and also what you saw from him today?
Yeah, I saw a really complete performance, right? So in the first half, yes, he helped us get in the attack. He had good overlapping moments. He brought Edu Leuven in the game really well, which is actually not his game, right? So, but he's a good teammate and does whatever's needed for the team, and he shows he can do it. He's a good 1v1 defender. So when you have Johnny Russell, who's, you know, one of the best wingers in the league, driving at you in a 1v1, and cutting inside and going on the outside and can really beat you with a dribble. So I thought he held his own and he did really, really well. So really proud of the group, and he's one of the main, you know, guys on the back line that helped us keep that clean sheet. So, you know, incredibly excited about what he gave us, what he gave his teammates. You know, he got asked to be put in a tough situation, and he responded really well. So credit to him. And, you know, we go with guys who have playing with momentum, got form, training well. So everything of the above comes into the equation when we have to make a lineup. So, you know, we went with that lineup and it proved to be the right decision.
Go ahead, John.
Bradley, just talk about Indiana's overall performance tonight. We know about the 2 goals, but what most pleased you about the way he played besides the fact that he was able to find the back of the net twice?
Yeah, I mean, Indy's got a great engine, right? And he's a smart soccer player. He knows against the ball how to surprise the opponent, how to jump them at the right time, not arrive too early, not arrive too late. And he covers a ton of distance. So, you know, he's a really smart soccer player, and I enjoy working with Indy. You can plug him. We've always sort of spoken about all-rounders within our game model, right? And Indy, you can plug in the 6 and all 3 of the 10 spots that we use up top. So any one of the attacking midfielders. So having a look at what he does to the team, what he brings to the team, that's all on the field stuff. Off the field is another Indy. Indy's the jokester. He's the guy who brings energy. He's the guy who's smiling every time. He's the guy who brings competition in training exercises, whether it's small rondos or whether it's in the warm-up little competitions. So, you know, Indy's a great character and a good human being and a great soccer player for us in our game model. So, yeah, credit to him that he finally rewarded himself with a couple of accolades tonight.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, just to stick on Indy, Coach. You mentioned at the midweek press conference that Indy had come to you, said he wanted to be up in the attack a little bit more. you rewarded him, putting him up in the attack a little bit more tonight, and you rewarded you with those 2 goals. Does it feel a little bit of a vindication response to see that out of him tonight?
No, it's good. I mean, we could flex between Indy in the 6 and Edu in the 10, which we've done as well. So we just look at different matchups, different opponents, different player personnel, and to see where we can find space and how that looks, right? So against the ball, we had one formation. With the ball, we had another formation. So again, for the players to apply this, really proud of these players. We challenged them in many ways, and to see them come up with a performance like tonight, and the game was won in the first half, right? So we really tightened the screw, killed the passion early on, and Indy was, a big part of that.
Go ahead, Greg.
Coach, without having Klaus the last few weeks, Nico feeling a little bit more pressure. How important was it for him to kind of have that home run hitting night?
Yeah, so we've changed a little bit of we recalibrated Nico a little bit, right? I found he was coming underneath in too many games, trying to find the game, working off Klaus. That's what we need him to do. But being the Klaus now, or being the lone target striker, the profile changes. The job description, I would say, call it that, changes, right? So we've been working on him quite a lot over the last 10 days, I would say, just trying to keep him on that back line, just running in behind. And if he needs to drop, then somebody else needs to have a double movement and running in behind. So I thought that was on point tonight, and I thought he won some very important aerial duels. He committed to getting on the move and getting in behind, and hold up play, bring the next person into the next phase, and invite the next phase of the attack. So these are some of the things that have broken down over the last few weeks, and I thought we took strides forward this weekend.
No, I was going to ask about Nico. He just covered that.
Bradley, a couple more. When did you know Klaus wasn't going to be able to play tonight? How close was he?
So he was pretty close, I think in a pinch if we had to. But again, Klaus is not a robot, and we need robot performance from him, And we've trusted in a lot in our teammates. And Klaus was, honest enough to say, this is not the right one. He could have been pushed with all emotions and energy and willingness because he wants to be back as soon as possible. We pushed him a little bit yesterday, and he just didn't feel right. So part of it is getting over it physically. The next challenge is mentally now. Am I ready to go? Am I ready to go at 100%? But with one Klaus not being available, a great opportunity for Johnny Klein, right? So what a moment to bring in Johnny, who's, not just trained well with us when he's trained with us, not just played well for City 2, but also contributed with massive moments for City 2. And we thought this could be the storybook inclusion for him tonight, and it proved so to be so. So really excited to get him on the roster and to reward, his performances with City 2. It's a club that we believe in this, right? From top down, from bottom up, we want to believe and trust the process and reward people, who's doing everything possible for the club. So glad to get Johnny on the field.
And then what did you make of Berkey's performance? And did you get a sense that was almost deflating to Sporting KC, that some of the saves he made, that they were then doubled up when they thought they maybe had an opening?
I mean, we start to fatigue, right? So I think it goes moments in games, and you can think of the Cincinnati game. At 5-0, we let one in, extremely bitterly disappointed, right? You could see the willingness of the group. And I saw Lucas Bartlett, Kyle Hebert, Tim Parker double down 1v1 on Alan Polito, so 2 versus 1s. And this is what we pride ourselves by. And it's not going to work all the time, right? And when you have a guy like Roman to back it up, with a complete performance from the back group. And then, obviously, these guys are quality players, right? So they hold their own at LAFC, really dominate the game for many moments. So for us to have a game like this and a goalkeeper like Roman Berkey in the second half to come up 2-3 times, I'm just proud that we didn't. This was not a Colorado, right, where we felt that we failed Roman. That we felt that we let him down there. I thought everybody emptied the tank tonight, and it's not going to be perfect, and we might give up a chance or two here. We mitigated those for a large part of the game, and when we need Roman, then he shows his quality and his class, and that's what he is, and that's what we have.
We got time for 2 more.
Miguel Perez is going to play with Club America when he's coming here to San Luis.
Sorry?
Miguel Perez is a Latin player.
Yeah.
Latins are really excited. Hispanic community is really
Yeah,
excited
it's-
about him.
it's massive.
Do you think that he's gonna be able to play a little more with Club America?
Yeah, if
is
he's-
coming here.
If he's available and he's not injured, there's no reason not to play Miggy Perez. We've played him in the biggest games in Seattle. We've done a lot with Miggy Perez. So, regardless of opponent, we're not here for sentimental value, right? So we're here for professional performances, and we believe in Miggy. Miggy has done great things this year, and we project him to grow as a person within this club and to grow as a young pro. And it's our jobs to keep him on the ground and humbled. But Miggy's doing a great job, and really excited again to get him on the pitch tonight. Not from a starting position, but for him to come on and close out the game. So when the month of July rolls around and the Leagues Cup is on our doorstep, why not?
In the 70th minute there when you're up 3-0, I know you said you were already kind of planning to get Miggy in later for Blom, but what's your mindset when you're up 3-0 and how do you balance getting the younger players in like Klein and AZ versus bringing in a guy like Ostrak to kind of seal the game away?
Yeah, good. I mean, listen, the game goes in certain directions, and how can we complement that, right? They bring on Ndembe in the start of the second half. They bring on Eric Tommy, right? So really good players, really dangerous players, and Ndembe very free-flowing, forward-attacking outside back. So we're just trying to look at complementing that, get Thomas on, get Miggy Perez on, just trying to deal with the qualities that they just bring on, right? So we could stretch that as long as possible. We knew that guys are going to run out of steam a little bit. Jared Stroud, Joe, we pushed a little bit longer than we wanted to, Joe Akini. But yeah, again, we just hope for energy and a next wave of relentlessness. And I think you could see that in moments. Was it perfect? It's never going to be perfect when you bring on guys to find the speed of the game. And I've lived it as a player. The first 15 minutes of any game, you feel like you need 3 lungs because you just can't get the air, right? Just to break that second wind, and you just can't get going. Once it settles in, you ask guys to go 15 minutes, they just, oxygen levels are hard to come by right now, just to fill the tank with their oxygen. So just to try and get them up to speed of the game and to get acclimated to the game. So, and these are young players, right? So we're just trying to get them these experiences for hopefully bigger things down the road here.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.